Well, to cut the intro out, we're not live 2 minutes to, but there you go. Good morning, people. Welcome to Tom's show and Thailand. 27 degrees, beautiful. Rainy season still on here, so we're looking good. What is on the show today? We have got pictures of the week, climates, markets, BTCs, precious metals, news. AJ and John got married. Congratulations to them. And John wanted to thank everybody who helped out over the last week or so. We've always running around, etc. Jim done a great job for him there. Jungle and waterfall. Yes, we went to the jungle. The first time ever in my entire life. I've travelled a lot. I've never actually been in the jungle. I've seen it. But this time I actually walked through it to get to the waterfall. Amazing. Absolutely the best day out ever. And rain. I want rain. I know it sounds strange, but when you're living here, you want rain rather than sunshine. So the more rain we have, the better. The reservoirs need it. And that was about it, really, on that side of it. Anyway, this was John and the lovely AJ with a wedding certificate, which is fantastic. So dear John and AJ got married. And this is the photograph. Now, me and my wife got married at the same place, and we never had all this fancy stuff. We was like, just wanted there, signed it, they gave us the paperwork, we walked out. So anyway, it looks very, very nice. And this was the wedding cake made by ET at Peaky Blinders, and that is a cracking wedding cake, isn't it? So there you go, and it was all the flowers around it, etc., etc. And this is lovely AJ on the right. And this is now John, AJ, and he's now got a daughter. AJ and John. I think you're a very lucky man there, John. And this was us at the waterfalls. So this was like the day before the wedding. We went to the waterfalls, and it was a I suppose about an half-hour walk, 40-minute walk up to this waterfall, and we sat in this pool for like 2 hours. In fact, when I come to get out of this pool, I couldn't stand up. It was a therapeutic pool. You can see there's quite a few of us, 14 of us went, and we all had a great day. Everyone had a fantastic day. And yes, this is all good. Yes, and there's Dave there preaching to the masses. It's like Moses, isn't it? You know, thank God we're not in Gaza. And there's me with Dave and Michael, and we're just sitting there enjoying the waves from the waterfall. And this is the water. This is Pry, lovely Pry, laughing at me because I can't stand up. Look, I'm like disabled from the waist down. I couldn't stand up. And then the night before the wedding, John went to the Wombat on Soy 9 Beach Road, John TM, for his stag do. And this is all the group of guys there. They all went there to see John on his way. And we went to the cremerie, which is very, very pleasant on the dark side. That's all our cars. You know, they've all got trucks, and I just have a car. So this is all us. And there's Pry and Anna and everybody. We just had a great time there. And this is us outside the cremerie. The food there is very, very good. Peaky Blinders. I didn't make Peaky Blinders this Friday, so I think I might have to go today because I've got withdrawal symptoms. They had the wedding do there on the Thursday. I didn't go to the wedding do because I am a Jonah to weddings. Any wedding I go to, people are divorced within a year, so I don't go. But this was the food that ET done for John's wedding. This is an individually wrapped beef Wellington, and that looks unbelievable. And this is the lamb. ET just outdone himself again. Valley View restaurant, great place to go for Sunday lunch. That's really, really good. And if you need to contact me, that's my line ID. You can contact me directly at that. So if you're a member of Line, get onto that. I might even start a trading group on that, totally free. But I'm going to just show so you actually know when I actually put my trades in and when I cash out. I'll get into that because one of the subscribers on here, I won't name him, but he gave me a bloody heart attack. It really did give me a heart attack, and this is the trouble, when you listen to some bald-headed bastard on YouTube, you could be getting some shit advice. Right, so there you go. That's my healthcare company. I use WR Life Insurance. I'm very happy with them, and I also use a pharmaceutical delivery company that delivers all my drugs to me. So it's quite interesting. Don't forget all the expert links in the description. You got like health cover, visas, driving licenses. You've even got bullion dealers. I've even put the bullion dealers in there for Australia, America, and the UK. All those bullion dealers are all three of those are all excellent. So just use the ones you need to use. They're not affiliated links. My channel is not monetized. It will never be monetized. Please do not send me money because I'm rich enough already, as one of our good friends used to say. Yeah, the reason why I don't go to weddings, as I say, is because I don't really do weddings. I had a dear friend of mine, and he said, "You got to come to the wedding. You got to come to the wedding. You got to come to the wedding." I went, "No. Look, I just don't do weddings." He said, "I want you to come." Anyway, 9 months later, he was divorced, and we don't talk no more because he said that I was the Jonah to his wedding, which was true. So it was a shame, though, because I lost a friendship out of it. But there you go. That's life. Anyway, let's get the show on the road and what we can move on to next. We're moving on to climates. This was a good morning, Steve. Hope you're well. This was an unbelievable photograph I took of the clouds, and this was a monsoon. You can see the monsoon in the foreground, right over here. And as you can see my mouse, that is Buddha Mountain, which I can see as I come out of my apartment. And these are like eucalyptus trees below me. But this is beautiful. These clouds, it was so dramatic. It was full on. We actually lost electricity that day, which is very rare for us. We only lose electricity here once or twice a year. We lost electricity there, so I just walked down the stairs and went out for the day. Simple as. Apparently electricity was back on within 20 minutes. News of the week. Well, some youngsters. So if you got kids and they come to Thailand, just tell them don't bring drugs. These kids who are coming do I feel sorry for them? Yeah, I do in a way because it's ignorance, I suppose. And but these kids are coming here. If you bring drugs here, you can do life in prison for a very small amount. Very, very small amount. Just one pill would get you 20 years. And on the right, this was a tragic story. A girl, she was in the car with two of her friends, had an argument, and she kind of like lost control of the car, down at Saturday, flipped into the ocean. One got out, the other two drowned. So that is very, very, very sad. It's just a lot easier. If you don't get on with people, just like delete them, forget them, and move on. What's the point of arguing with people? There's no point. You can't educate pork. Another happy elephant. So we went off to the national park hoping to see an elephant, but we didn't see one. But I did conjure up this photograph of an happy elephant in a week. And this is down at Rayon. Great elephant down there. We are surrounded by elephants down there, so that was absolutely marvellous. If you like the elephant, give us the thumbs up. And this is our weather. So they're forecasting really heavy rain. So all this brown area, they're forecasting all heavy rain, like where we are. I'm at this gold spot down here, and Patty is just here. And the Little America is over here, and Bangkok's up here. And then you go up to Isan up here. and they're forecasting heavy rain everywhere, which is great. So I can't wait. Bring it on, bring it on. So today's the 8th, forecasting heavy rain. We have got a weather warning in this area as well, but it ain't going to stop me. But look at this, the temperatures are starting to come down now. Now the sun's gone below the equator. Yes, winter is coming. So these nighttime temperatures are 24 and 25, 26. You don't need air conditioning. You really don't need it, because there's no need for it. I don't use air conditioning anyway, because the temperature here drops down to 28 at night generally. But 24, you definitely don't need air conditioning. All good stuff. So what am I up to this week? Not a lot, really. I've got the 49ers playing tomorrow morning, which is very, very good. And I'm walking every day, which is also good. I love my walking. I really enjoy it. And when I go walking there in the morning, my wife doesn't come with me no more. I go by myself. I'm motivated to go by myself. So I've not missed one day of walking. This morning I started really early, and I had a really good walk today because I thought I'd better do. So because my friend Andrea's going back home, so I've got to go and say goodbye to him. So let's get on to the financials. And it's true, you know, the hidden secrets of war. The hidden secret of war is when there's a war, there's blood in the streets, there's money to be earned. This past week has been my best trading week of the year, and I will show that through this week. But it's been my best week. So war is great for earning money in the markets, generally commodities, because commodities are more volatile than company shares. USD against the Thai baht. Well, as I said last week, guys, it will go up here and it will drop the rest of the week, and it has done. This could reverse, but on Monday morning, this is going to go down. So if you want the highest rate at the moment in USD, you need to trade today. These blue arrows are showing you where the market's going to be when the market opens on the Monday, wherever you are in the world. Canadian dollar also going down. It's taking a massive retreat. It always does this time of year. It's historic. It's an historic thing. It could bounce back though, because the XY is looking quite strong because of the war. Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar was looking so good last week, about 23.70, and now you've lost a dollar on that. So and to be honest with you, it looks like it's going to go down further on Monday. Swiss franc. Well, Swiss franc is not the world's reserve currency, but it's probably one of the world's strongest currencies. As a result, I'll take anything above 40. You're just short of it. But the Swiss franc always outperforms like the euro. This is the euro. Take anything above 38. They are in real trouble with debt because the US are keeping the interest rates high. It's literally bankrupting Europe because they can't afford the interest payments. They can afford it, but the trouble is when they pay the interest payments, they can't then pay for their defence, which they don't pay for anyway. But they can't pay for their health service. They can't pay for social services and infrastructure and shit like that because they've just basically got no money. GB pound is also heading south. So if I was into pounds, I would change today at 44 because you're not going to get 44 on Monday. That's going to go to 43 on Monday. Crude oil. Well, because of the war and everything else, bring them war and watch the profits and watch this go to the moon, because crude oil looks like it's going to be heading towards 100. Although I'm looking at this now, and this looks really overstretched, so I won't be surprised if we have a little bit of a pullback. But generally speaking, this is going to go higher. It's going to go higher because of the world's just not stable at the moment. We're quite stable in Thailand. I forgot where I was then. I thought I was in Tenerife, but I'm in Thailand. But the rest of the world is looking unstable. Natural gas. I took my profit on this, guys. So up here, where I put this little green ring and this one here, I was following it on Monday, which was going on. But we'd had massive gains on natural gas last week and the week before, and nothing goes up forever. And I was just looking at it, and I was just going, when I cashed out, it did go up a little bit more, but I was happy with what I took, So there's nothing wrong with taking profits on the way up. Now I'm looking to re-enter this, but I need it to come back to $2.80 or $2.82. If it gets back to $2.82, I will go back in again. So I need it to come back down quite a lot. Then I can re-enter it. But in the meantime, I've taken the profit. The profit's sitting there in my trading account in cash. I'm a very, very happy person. And you'll see it on the next slide. So I went in at $2.71. I took profit at $2.40, $3.42. So I was up by 26. I was up by 26.19%. Very nice. And as I said, I'm waiting to get back into this trade. But I will only go into this trade if it goes down to that level. But if you look at this blue line here, you can see it's drastically dropping off. So hopefully on Monday, this will carry on trading south. But natural gas is a funny thing, really. So if I can get it at the right price, I will go back in. If not, I will carry on trading silver, gold, platinum, palladium instead, because they're my favourites, because they're the ones I actually understand. I don't understand companies like Nevada and Tesla and Amazon. I don't understand those companies. I really don't understand. My trade commodities because I understand them. Gold, well, gold just was a fantastic long-term investment, as I said. Last week, I actually said, fantastic long-term investment. It went up 5.88% last week. You're not going to get that out of the bank or even out of treasuries. So that was a really, really nice return on war. On Monday, even though this is looking to go up, it's just turning over there. I can actually see this going lower. Good morning, John. Hope you're well. I can see this gold flipping over and retracing slightly. I still think it's going to make 2,000 by Christmas, though, by the way it's going. But I think we're going to have a bit of a retrace. I think this is a little bit overstretched, I would say. For gold to go up 5.88% in 1 week is a real lot of movement in gold. The reason why I'm in gold is because it kind of goes up and by like 1% or 2%. It goes down by 0.5% or 1%. It doesn't make massive moves like this generally, So myself personally, gold long term is looking fantastic. Silver, well, I done a lovely swing trade on this, so it was very nice. I'm looking for this to drop off a little bit. Again, on Monday, I reckon it's a rebound. It will never go to the moon, because if silver goes to the moon, I hate to think how much a loaf of bread will cost. So whenever it gets to 31, you normally find that they smash it with shorts to protect the economy overall. Silver, my entry point was 21.09. I took profit at 22.45, and my profit margin was 6.44%. I cashed out down here. Can you see where I cashed out? There was a little red candle there and a little crossover. So I actually cashed out. I actually took my profit there. So I could have ridden that a lot higher, but the trouble with silver is it just drops, and you can see it when it did peak that day. It just fell out of the sky. So it more or less come down to where I was anyway. But I was happy with my profit. So that's what I'm like, really. If I see profit at 6.44%, you can't knock it, Platinum, well, this is looking to go higher because of the war, because they need platinum, they need palladium, they need silver in their bombs, believe it or not, because these are technical bombs. They need a lot of platinum, a lot of palladium, and a lot of silver. You know, I think so. I know it sounds really bad, but when there's, because I don't want to get political or anything, but it's just like when there's war, this is the time to make money. Anna's trade, she's behind by 6.72%. But it's going up, not worried about it, won't be cashing out of it, she won't be losing money in it. So at the moment, Anna, after 2 months, is still standing. She's up 16% on the year, over 16% for the year, she is. So Anna's still doing well, but obviously when we get to a stage where we can cash out of this, we will cash out of it and Anna will find an alternative trade. But definitely not going to cash out of it. Palladium, well, this is looking like a lovely swing again. It came down and it did rebound, but I'd be looking to you need to keep your eye on it, really. If you can get this around this price, it's a bit difficult to read at the moment because it's in and out, in and out. Can you see this? But platinum, I will tell you, I took a trade out on platinum at close in London, just before close. So it was like 10:30, 10:20 at night in London. So it was like, no, it was not in London. It was 10:20 here. So it was 4:20 in London. So I took another position out in palladium because last week I'd done a palladium trade. Yes, I went in on a Monday. Like I said, there was going to be great value in palladium as there was. So I entered it at 1,132. I exited it at 1,187, and I took a profit of 4.85%. Very nice. My natural gas overall so far, so there's a tally because I've gone into natural gas, come out of it, gone into it, come out of it, and gone into it again. My total for natural gas since I started trading natural gas, because I was taking profit on the way up, I'm up 38% on natural gas. So it's quite nice. BTC, again, it's just waiting for something to happen. Also, BTC has never been through a world crisis like we've got at the moment, and also economically either. So it's always been in a bull market. And if you look at the economies and you look at the world debt, BTC just doesn't know what way to go. Anyway, to give you some good news, although I've made good money, my position in Bitcoin, I'm behind about £22,000. So when it comes to crypto, please do not listen to me because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. NASDAQ, and will it make the high by Christmas? Will it top at Christmas? I can't see it. I reckon we might have had our eye hitting and we might not be seeing a high for a fucking long time. This is coming down and it's going to come down on Monday. I think the markets, a few people got caught out with this green candle here. They went in there and they got shorted out. I'm afraid, and that was it. S&P 500, is the rally on for Christmas? I can't see it making its high. I reckon it's still going to go down to 4,200 before it goes back up again, which I've been saying for a very long time. This is where I think we are on the stock market cycle. I think a lot of people are complacent. They're either complacent or ignorant. They just think if they stay in that position, it's going to go up forever. I don't believe they are. When they have a massive drop, they're going to get anxiety. Then they're going to be in denial. Then they're going to panic and start cashing out and losing money because they're going to be lower than where they was. And this bottom line here, where you got like the anger and the depression, that could go on for a very long time. In Japan, that's gone on for 40 years. They're still behind the stock market from 1989. And this is where we are still. The Fed hasn't cut the rates, so we're still here. And I'm using this chart to mark up where we are to our next recession. I don't believe we're going to a recession within the next year, 9 months to a year, because until the Fed cuts the rates, we're not going to have a recession. Simple as. So the Fed will carry on kicking the can down the street. Janet Yellen will carry on producing money, which is crazy. She's now up to 33 trillion in debt, and she's produced $2 trillion worth of debt in the last 3 months. Crazy. Dixie. So the Dixie fell off like in the week, like I said it would last show. And then all of a sudden, because Israel said, right, we're going back in, everybody runs to the dollar. Never bet against the dollar. Over 60% of the world's debt is in dollars. So people need dollars to repay the debt. You can't repay US dollar debt in one. You've got to pay it in US dollars. So I see this, even though I said in the previous show, I said it would go down for the next 2 weeks. I can see this going higher, which could be good news for all the guys in Thailand or in Europe if you're looking to get dollars to euros or dollars to Thai baht. Marvellous. Now, this is one to look at. This is one please do not invest in this now unless you short the market. I said my entry point would be between 80 and 85. I believe now this has got further to go south. So this is not an entry point now. TLT is a 20-year treasury on an ETF. You don't have to keep it forever low. Yeah. So if you want to double your money, when this bottoms out, this is the one to be into. So the bond market is totally fucked. TLT, this one here will double your money. So if I'm not saying put all your money into it. Please don't put all your money into it. Even I don't put all my money into anything. Please, you got to diversify a little bit. But if you wanted to put in like 10%, 20% at the right time, and this is the wrong time. So if you're going to put money into it now, the money's still going down. So we need to look for the bottom, and I will keep you updated on this. But this TLT 20-year, when the time is right, in every recession, and I say proper recession, so when we have 2 quarters and then we have like a third quarter in depression, this thing here doubles. Yeah, because it's betting against, you're going against the market on this one. So just keep your eye on this one. It's a very, very interesting one. This is Exeter's pyramid. Now, I've just put a few more extra graphics on this. So what I'm saying is these are the things not to have, like any debt, mortgage, credit card debt, car loans, bank loans, buy now, pay later deals. You don't want none of that. Anything above this red line, myself personally, I'm out of. This is me. I'm just personally out. I don't want nothing to do with anything above these red lines, including any company stocks. So anything below the red lines, company bonds, government bonds, treasury bills, paper money, gold, silver, platinum, palladium, copper, blah, blah, blah. Collectibles, crypto, art. But on crypto, I only have BTC and I have XRP. I haven't got anything else. Artwork is always good as well. Watches, keep them in the boxes, keep all your paperwork. Get a Rolex at the right price, you're laughing. Own property outright. So if you own property outright, then you're fine. You don't know mortgage. Try and clear all your mortgages, all your debts. And also having like foreign holiday homes. Great way. Did I lose weight? Yeah. Does it show, Joe? I'll put myself back on the camera in a second. Anyway, just remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please stay away from all the adverts going around on the internet at the moment saying we can save you from not paying tax in Thailand. If you are due tax somewhere in the world, you have got to pay tax. You're not going to avoid tax or death. And that's the way it goes. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please use your own due diligence. And going back to the subscriber who texted me and said, Tom, you still in natural gas? I went, no, I cashed out yesterday. He went, oh, I went, I didn't know you. I said to him in the return tax, I didn't know you was trading it. If I had, I would have let you know yesterday that I'd pulled out. He said, no, 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 no. I'm quite happy. I gained 16%. So that was really nice. I was so relieved. I was sweating. I was really sweating. I thought, no, please, please don't listen to me. If you follow me, seriously, you'll be bankrupt. And don't invite me to any weddings, because if I go to a wedding, you know, again, guess what? You'll be divorced within a year. Anyway, we wish John and AJ all the best. I know they had a great deal. John, if you go back to the beginning of the video, you'll see some great pictures of you and AJ. Yes. Does it show I've lost weight? How many more chins got to lose? Yeah, I'm still. Yeah, I've got another chin to lose, but I've lost 2 chins. I've lost 10 kilos so far. Yeah, I've lost a lot of weight, and I'm just watching what I'm eating, and I'm going for a walk at 5 o'clock every morning for between 8 and 10 kilometers every morning. I start walking generally between 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning, and I finish by 7 o'clock. And I'm really enjoying walking. I'm loving the walking. I feel so much better for it. I feel like I've actually got more energy as well. When I look down, I can't see my dick yet, so I've still got a long way to go. But I will carry on. I'll carry on walking and doing the bizzo. Anyway, I'm looking forward to my lunch today, and watch on. Watching it goes in your mouth. Yeah, it's not that. Yeah, believe it or not, it's my stomach where I've lost. The biggest thing is my stomach, isn't it, John? I just look a lot trimmer. You know, even Dad's noticed. Loads of people notice it. Even the neighbours notice. So I've got people stopping me where I live, and they say, "You're the guy who goes out walking every day." I went, "Yeah." Because where we live, you know, we don't live in the poshest apartments because I'm a minimalist anyway. But what we have got in these apartments, which a lot of apartments haven't got, is we've got an amazing promenade, and this promenade is like 400 meters long. And it's just absolutely marvelous for walking up and down. And the surface on it, like you got one swimming pool, it's got tiles, so if it's wet, you got to be a little bit careful around the tiles. But the surface is like a tar, and they've laid sand on top of it, so it's a bit like walking on a track. So it's very gentle on your knees and very gentle on your ankles, and it's just really, really good. But yeah, even the wife's proud of me of doing all this walking, and I'm doing it really not to lose weight, because I am quite happy being a fat fucker, but I'm just doing it so I just don't want to get no bigger. And plus, like, if I'd have carried on walking, if I'd have carried on eating and not exercising, because I was only doing 200 steps a day, and you know, now I'm doing like thousands of steps each day. But if I'd have carried on doing it the way I was going, then when we went to the waterfall with all the guys, they'd have all gone to the waterfall and had a great time and come back. So I wouldn't have seen them for about 4 or 5 hours. So they would have gone traipsing off into the jungle, and I couldn't have made it. I wouldn't have made it. There's no way I would have made it to the top there. It was a tough walk, that was. And for somebody like me, as I say, I've never, ever been in the jungle. But anyway, don't forget, on the show, I do my QR code. So if you do want me to start up a trading group on that, I'm only going to open it up to people who it'll only be solely about buying and selling stuff, so I can give people warnings. It's not going to be trading advice. It's just going to be, you know, but I might put charts in it and stuff like that. But if you want me to do it, then please let me know, then I will do it. It's really just it's more of like educational, so you can learn how to read the charts properly and learn how to use the charts to your benefit, because governments lie but charts don't. So if you look at the Israel-Palestine conflict last week, if you looked at the charts last Friday, the markets knew at close that war was going to happen the day before. The market's new. The actual market. So when I looked at the charts, you could see how they bottomed and then peaked up. So they shorted them during the day and they peaked up. Yeah. So I don't know if you've got line, Ricardo. If you've got line, then I can do it. I'll do it this week. So where is that? Let me see if I can find my QR code. If you scan this with your phone, is it on there? It's not on that one, is it? It's on this one. Let me have a look. Let me see if I can find it. You do have line, right? Okay. Right. Okay. Let me just go on to this. There you go. That's my contact for line. So if you scan that, I'll leave it up. If you scan that, you can contact me. Yeah, so if you've still got it on your phone, you can do it. And in that, I'll put in all my positions. So as I say, I'm into palladium, and I trade palladium on a ETF. I don't trade it actual in physical. I trade it on an ETF, but it's so easy. So whatever country you're in, if you let me know whatever country you're in, I can track the ETF for you and tell you, etc. For like gold, silver, platinum, palladium, oil. Oil's good as well, and so's natural gas. Anyway, so that's my thing there. But you can find that on the show easy enough. Anyway, guys, have a great week. I've got to get a shower, get ready, because I've got lunch in Peaky Blinders today. So until then, have a fantastic week. Dream big, live small, as a famous show says, and don't trust the governments or the mainstream media, because you know they're all liars. Until then, have a great week. Hasta luego. Ciao. And